Welcome to our comprehensive guide on ISO 45001, the international standard for occupational health and safety management systems. In today's session, we will explore the core principles, structure, and benefits of implementing ISO 45001 within your organization. Whether you are a business leader, a safety professional, or an employee interested in workplace well-being, this training will provide you with the foundational knowledge you need. So, what exactly is ISO 45001? Published in 2018, it provides a robust and effective framework for improving employee safety, reducing workplace risks, and creating better, safer working conditions. It's designed to be applicable to any organization, regardless of its size, type, or the nature of its work. The ultimate goal of ISO 45001 is to help organizations proactively prevent work-related injury and ill health. This is a significant shift from older standards, which were often more reactive, focusing on accident analysis rather than prevention. To understand ISO 45001, we must first understand its structure. It follows the same high-level structure, known as an XSL, as other major ISO management system standards like ISO 9001 for quality and ISO 14001 for environmental management. This common framework makes it much easier for organizations to integrate their various management systems. This integrated approach saves time, reduces duplication of effort, and creates a more holistic view of organizational performance. The standard is broken down into 10 clauses, with the core requirements detailed in clauses 4 through 10. Let's begin with Clause 4, Context of the Organization. This clause requires you to understand the internal and external issues that can impact your occupational health and safety performance. This means considering factors like legal requirements, economic conditions, technological advancements, and your own organizational culture. It also requires you to identify interested parties, such as employees, suppliers, customers, and regulators, and understand their needs and expectations regarding health and safety. This foundational step ensures your OH and S management system is tailored specifically to your unique operating environment. Next is Clause 5, Leadership and Worker Participation. This is a cornerstone of ISO 45001. Top management must demonstrate clear leadership and commitment to the O and S system. This isn't just about signing off on policies. It's about actively promoting a culture of safety, providing necessary resources, and ensuring the system's objectives are met. A critical element of this clause is worker participation. The standard emphasizes the importance of consulting with and involving non-managerial employees in the development, planning, implementation, and evaluation of the OH and S system. Their first-hand experience is invaluable for identifying hazards and finding practical solutions. This leads us to Clause 6, Planning. Once you understand your context and have leadership commitment, you need a plan. This clause focuses on addressing risks and opportunities related to occupational health and safety. You must establish a systematic process to identify hazards, assess the associated risks, and then determine the actions needed to control them. This is where the hierarchy of controls becomes crucial: elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and finally, personal protective equipment. The standard also requires you to set clear, measurable OH and S objectives and create a plan to achieve them. Clause 7 is about support. An OH and S system cannot function without adequate resources. This clause covers everything needed to support the system, including providing competent personnel, sufficient infrastructure, and a safe working environment. It also addresses awareness and communication. All employees must be aware of the OH and S policy, their role in the system, the hazards relevant to their work, and how to report incidents. Effective internal and external communication processes are essential to ensure information flows smoothly throughout the organization and to relevant interested parties. Finally, this clause outlines the requirements for documented information, the policies, procedures, and records that form the backbone of your system. Now we move to Clause 8, Operation. This is where you put your plans into action. Clause 8 deals with operational planning and control. You need to implement the processes necessary to control the risks you identified in the planning stage. This includes managing changes, such as new equipment or procedures, to ensure they don't introduce new, unforeseen hazards. It also covers procurement, requiring you to consider the OH&S risks associated with contractors and outsourced processes. A vital part of this clause is emergency preparedness and response. Your organization must identify potential emergency situations and establish, implement, and maintain a plan to respond to them effectively. Clause 9 is titled Performance Evaluation. How do you know if your system is working? This clause requires you to monitor, measure, analyze, and evaluate your OH&S performance. You need to determine what needs to be measured, the methods you will use, and when the data should be analyzed. This includes tracking progress towards your objectives and monitoring the effectiveness of your operational controls. This clause also mandates conducting internal audits at planned intervals to ensure the system conforms to your own requirements and the requirements of the ISO 45001 standard. The culmination of this evaluation is the management review, where top management reviews the system's performance to ensure its continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness. Finally, we arrive at Clause 10, Improvement. The goal of any management system is not just to maintain the status quo, but to continually improve. This clause focuses on a proactive approach to enhancement. It requires you to act on nonconformities instances where your system isn't meeting a requirement and incidents. When an incident or nonconformity occurs, you must investigate it to determine the root cause and take corrective action to prevent it from happening again. This commitment to learning from mistakes and systematically improving processes is what drives long-term success and builds a resilient safety culture within the organization. So, why should an organization invest the time and resources to implement ISO 45001? The benefits are extensive. First and foremost, it leads to a reduction in workplace incidents, injuries, and ill health, protecting your most valuable asset, your people. This, in turn, can lead to reduced insurance premiums, less absenteeism, and lower costs associated with accidents. It demonstrates a strong commitment to corporate social responsibility and enhances your reputation with customers, investors, and the community. Furthermore, it helps ensure compliance with legal and regulatory requirements, reducing the risk of fines and legal action. By fostering a positive safety culture where employees are engaged and empowered, you also increase morale and productivity. The implementation journey for ISO 45001 typically involves several key stages. It begins with securing management commitment and conducting a gap analysis to see where your current practices stand against the Standard S requirements. From there, you develop a project plan, design and document your OH&S system, and then roll it out across the organization with comprehensive training. After operating the system for a period, you conduct internal audits and a management review before proceeding to an external certification audit if you choose to seek formal certification. In conclusion, ISO 45001 is more than just a certificate to hang on the wall. It is a powerful framework for creating a systematic, proactive, and integrated approach to managing occupational health and safety. By embedding the principles of leadership commitment, worker participation, risk-based thinking, and continual improvement into your organization's DNA, you can create a safer, healthier, and more productive workplace for everyone. Thank you for joining this training session. We hope this overview has provided you with a clear and practical understanding of ISO 45001. If you found this information valuable, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more content, and feel free to share it with your colleagues. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.